Hi there, friends and neighbors. How y'all doing? Hope y'all survived Thanksgiving and you're looking forward to the Christmas events. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a hot minute since we've done anything, but we're going to just walk around here and talk about a couple of things we've done. The weather hasn't been great, but let's start over here on the avalanche. Watch your step there, camera lady. There's a big old stone. Lots of people fall over it. So one of the first things I did was I put this push bar on my truck. As many of you know or don't care, but, oh, it's been a couple years ago, huh?
At least, yeah.
Like a stupid moron, I said it about myself, ran into a pole. Of course, it was moving when I hit it, but I did hit it, and I messed up my truck. But this was my solution. I could have got all the stuff to fix it. I've got most of the parts except for the rubber piece. But to be honest with you, I live in Colorado. We hear you, Bowie. If you could behave, you could come out. He can't behave. Anyway, in Colorado, people just do not care about their driving. That's secondary to their own personal agenda. If you're in their way, I call it the land of the self-absorbed. Anyway, pretty cool. You know, it's solidly affixed, as you can see. If I hit you with this, you're gonna feel it. So then there's also, come over here, family lady. This was kind of sweet. You can see it there, neatly mounted in the dash is my switch. Boop, lights on. And this is all factory. I just skived out the thing. It used to have fog lights and all that, but the switch is worth more on eBay than putting a new one on there. So this was our solution. Plus now I have a driving light that will blind you, because I got these fancy yellow halogen headlights. They're real high dollar, supposed to really brighten the road. I don't, excuse me, turkey. They brighten the road, apparently right in the eyeball of whoever's coming at you, because everybody flashes their brights at me, but I can't see shit. Pardon my French. Anyway, moving on. We still have the Ford lemon twist exploder. This is the original exploder. It has a gas tank in the back. It's for sale. I may have it traded off for something cool, but it's still here. We still have the Hillbilly Deluxe. We still have the foreshadowing of a short bed. This is going to be maybe my next project. I'll have to evict the mice. Hopefully I have better luck than I'm having with a gopher. If any of you know how to get rid of a gopher short of dynamite, leave a message down in the comments. So there, next to the stall log, is our bed that's going on the truck. So we'll just start over here and talk about that. So, as you can see, I have a short bed. Oh, there goes a buddy. I have a short bed that we're going to put on this truck. So now, watch, there's a nice little gully there. We got fancy exhaust. That's going on here. So we'll start, I guess this is good as places in. This is the original gas tank out of that truck. And you can see, this is like 34 gallons or something. That thing's a long John gas tank. So, here's what we got so far. You could just stay here, I want to go over there. So we parted out this truck. Some of you remember in some earlier videos, I had this truck all fixed. It was running, driving, and then that transmission right there, yeah, that one took a poop, and it don't work. So this thing smelled like a combination of a locker room, ass, and a barn, and it was horrible. and I wasn't going to waste my time cleaning it unless the transmission was salvageable. It wasn't, so we parted it. And I got to say, I did pretty well out of most of the parts, so I'm not going to complain. Anyway, this is the gas tank out of this truck. So in order to shorten down a long bed into a short bed, that's what we're doing here. Maybe I didn't mention that. This is an 88 3/4 ton, but hi, this my neighbor, hey. Anyway, in the first days of these trucks, 3/4 tons weren't like 8 lug bolt monsters that they were later on and earlier. They were 6 lug bolt, like the half ton. But the biggest difference is like this rear end right here is a 14 bolt rear end, which I think is like a Dana 44. I could be wrong, but it's a big heavy duty rear end. And you can see like the leaf springs right there. There's a stack of them, but like if you can see over there, there's only like what, 3 leaf springs?
Yeah, not too many.
Yeah, this has like 8.
Yeah.
So that's part of the difference. And there was some bracketry, but honestly, it's just a heavy duty half ton is all it really is. Anyway, this truck, in case you don't know the history, I got it from my buddy. It was leaking water. I tried to buy this truck. It was pretty nice. It always had a dent in the bed over here, but it was pretty nice. It's a 5-speed, which people in my household can't drive. Anyway,
it's my mom's fault. Dad could never teach Mom how to drive, so he didn't try to teach any of his daughters.
Right. I have the Avalanche. You can always drive it. Anyway, I fixed it. It was just a block heater, like a compression type deal that was leaking. I put a freeze plug in it. Long story short, it got clobbered again. I think there's a video of me pulling the bed up on the trailer. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, maybe she'll put a link down there. Anyway, took the bed off. That little short bed over there is going on here. So I read a bunch of articles about this to do it, and everybody's like, you gotta weld, you gotta cuss, you gotta scream, you're gonna kick, you're gonna do this. I'm like, honestly, and I'm gonna point this out. So if you're getting ready to do one of these, really, I haven't welded anything. Nothing on this truck. Oh, I take that back. I shortened the drive shaft. That's something you're either going to have to pay somebody to do. We'll look at it here in a minute. Don't get excited. Anyway, that's the only welding I've done. So this gas tank is the one out of here. Now the bracketry did not work. This is the original cross member to this truck, as well as this one. Now the first article I looked at, some guy made a cross member. It was a guy could not weld. I'll put a link if you're interested. You can always reach out to me and I'll send you a link to his articles. Anyway, he welded this, shortened that, did all this work. This gas tank bolted in. I set it on my motorcycle jack, pushed it up here. These are the factory straps. 1, 2, and nothing's changed. Now granted, this tank technically should have been over here, but what's the problem? It's in there. It ain't going no place. Where's it going? Nowhere.
Where you going? Nowhere.
Right? And so as you can see, the other tank would have stuck out clear over to here, and that's why you got to get rid of those tanks. You can't run a big tank like that and do a conversion because it's going to hit your rear end. So we bolted this in. Fuel lines are all hooked up. Everything's going to work. I could start it. I don't have any exhaust on it, so we're not going to. But first mountain climbed, done. That was the very first thing I did, and I'm sorry I didn't film all of the work put in. But who wants to sit here? Every one of these things you can see, like right here. Oh, I mean, camera lady. Those are rivets. All of these pieces were held in with rivets and these leaf springs, which you have to move forward 14 inches. But anyway, you want to sit here and watch me grind, drill, get my air chisel out, cuss, all those things for 2 or 3, actually a couple days of work to get all those out. I didn't film that. Plus it was windy and cold, and even right now it's cold, is it not, lady?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no one wants to be out here doing that. So here we are. Anyway, we've moved the gas tank. The next phase was to grind all these rivets out. You can see where they all were. These 2 holes, that's where this was. I've moved this forward 14 inches. The back of the truck will get cut off about right here, 18 inches. Why it's not 14, I don't know, but it's 18. Anyway, this will now be the end of the truck. And as you can see, it'll be much shorter. So we move this forward. We move the rear end forward. I'm gonna come over there and show you over here. Watch out, you don't trip over something. But as you can see, this was right here previously. This is no problem because the frame's nice and straight right there. It's just a matter of going boop. But over here, we used to be right here, right? But now we're over here, and the problem is to go straight across, it ain't gonna happen. It actually, see, here's the bottom bolts. We're a little off, but I used an angle finder, and I just put a bar on this and put my angle finder on it, and I got the correct angle. So I guess nothing else really matters on that. We'll find out. I'll let you know, because as soon as we get this done and we're going for a ride, we'll bring you along. Anyway, I had to remove the exhaust, etc., etc. And that fancy schmancy exhaust there was on that truck, which is all new and for a short bed. So that's going to go right on here. How's your battery? I got something flashing at me.
It says 78%.
Okay. Well, we're almost done. So anyway, we moved this up. So I'm not going to weld this. It's contrary to whatever they say about welding on a frame. You can do it any way you like, but if it's not done correctly, you'll break the frame. It'll just crack. It's what they call a heat affected zone. I have a degree in welding many years ago. I'm sure half the people watching this weren't even thought of yet when I got a degree in welding. My first job opportunity was the Alaska pipeline, so that's how long ago that was. I didn't want to go. I had a little baby boy. He's now 40, damn near. And I wanted to stay, so I went and got a degree in auto body to back that one up. Ended up being a plumber. And here
Go
I
figure.
am. Now I'm doing this all for myself. But anyhow, everything's moved up, which leaves us here. Now, some trucks will have a drive shaft with a slip yoke on the end, but this is a stick, and it was a long bed, so it has this right here. Can you see that, camera lady? This is called a carrier bearing. Now, I could get cute and try to eliminate that, but then I'd have to have a long drive shaft with a slip yoke in it, blah, blah, blah. But what we've done, whoa,
Oh, that was close.
I shortened the drive shaft. If you want to just stay here and show the artistic beauty, I'll go get it. Here it is, my little bitty bambino. So, if you, I've checked it, it works. You know, I've shortened a lot of drive shaft in my life, a lot. And what I've done is right here, where it was welded previously, like this factory weld, I grind that off, and then I just take a hammer and knock that out. Shortened it, and it didn't want to fit in. I had to do a little bit of creative grinding and finesse. Oh, look at my beard, looks weird. Anyway, we got her to fit. I put it in, checked it. I have a clip of that on my Facebook page as a reel. You're welcome to go there, friend me, check it out, leave a rude comment. I don't care. Be better though if you liked, subscribed, commented over here on the No-Co Speed Shop channel. And you know, let us know, because we film a lot of stuff and really it ain't had a lot of love. But we keep going. We do, because we got a dog to feed. Of course, we're not making one dime. All of this stuff I'm paying for. In fact, that's another point to this job here. I literally have nothing in this. I got this truck. Basically, I still owe a little bit on it, but I paid like $600 for the truck. $200 for the trailer. So that's, you know, $800, and the most expensive part I put on this was the bolts. Believe it or not, for these shitty Chinese bolts, I got $30 in hardware here. So, but I didn't want to use crapped out old stuff. You know, it's bad enough that, and I'm going to say this, the old stuff's probably better than the new stuff. But anyway, that's where we are. Oh, and I guess the only other thing we could note about this is everybody else seemed to have a hell of a lot of trouble with the shock mounts. That one right here used to sit right here, and it just slid forward just like the rear end. And then this one, it's the same thing. It used to sit right here. Now this one, I slid it forward, but as you can see, the ankle chain. But I still, the only thing I don't have, I've got 3 bolts in there. 1, 2, 3. The 4th one, I'd have to do something. I could weld the tab on there or whatever, but it's held in this little cubby right here. You see that? And I just tried with the pry bar right before you came out. You can't pry that up. So where's it going? It ain't going nowhere.
Where you going? Nowhere.
I'm not even going to worry about it. If it becomes a problem later, we'll fix it. And so the only other things I have to do really now, and again, I'll try to bring you out for some of it. It just depends on what the weather's doing. And I really want to get this done before the snow flies. And as you can see, it's kind of getting dark. And I think it's maybe, what, 3 o'clock?
Maybe.
Let's look. Let's look together. Let's see. What time is it, Google? 3:20. It's almost 4:20 here in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. Well, we're pretty far from the Rocky Mountains. We're out on the plain where it's cold.
Yeah.
And the gophers eat your frickin' yard.
There's snow in the mountains.
They don't even have gophers in the mountains, do they? Anyway, I feel like Caddyshack. So, you know, I've tested it. I mean, don't trip over nothing there. I mean, what more could you ask for? There's no weight on the back of this truck. As soon as I get some weight on it, I'm sure it'll be beautiful. We'll find out. If it rides like a ton of crap, well, we'll do something different with it. You know, and then as we parted this truck, if you want to walk over here, what I've done, basically, you can see the frames are different. This one swoops back and then up gradually, whereas the Shortbed, it swoops right up. And this is all different. But I'm going to whack this frame right there and throw it over in the pile for the next one I do. Maybe the next one I do, I'll just chop the frame. I don't know. Maybe I'll never do another one and it'll end up in the junkyard. But it's nice to have, these are the shock mounts on here. As you can see, they're different yet again. I could have skived these off of here, grinding all these rivets. But honestly, I think that's going to be just fine. We'll find out. Because this is basically my trailer pig, you know, my tow pig. It's going to haul my trailer. I got a hitch I'm putting on it. It's a 3/4 ton, they say, and it does have a really tight motor in it, and it's a stick. So we'll find out. Anyway, I know it was short and sweet, but we'll have you back again when we have some more progress and something further to talk about. And in the meantime, it's been nice talking to y'all. Like and subscribe, man. Make us feel like we're doing this for a good reason. Peace.